Welcome to On the Record with Big Nick. This is episode 30. Today's topic is TB12. I think you guys have heard of him before. Sold out on the Patriots, went down to Tampa. Let's get the show on the road.
Alright, let's first start with just like a 2-minute overview of like your thoughts on everything that happened.
Well, before we even start there,
Yeah.
I want to say this is just Nick's opinion. For all you viewers out there, if you disagree with me, it is what it is. This is how Big Nick thinks. It's touchy.
Yeah.
Touchy / emotional.
Oh yeah.
Big time.
You could say very emotional.
Oh, huge.
Alright.
Big time. I want to put something on the record. I still love Tom Brady for what he did for the Patriots. I currently don't like him right now. Because, number one, I think he sold out on the Patriots last year. Number two, he left the Patriots. Number three, follow the first two.
So there's no number 3.
There is no number three. It's like Warren Buffett says, rule one, rule two. Rule one, don't lose money. Rule two, follow rule one. Great minds think alike, you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Now, we'll never know what really happened. Let's get that out of the water. Like, there's speculation that Belichick didn't want him, Kraft wanted him, whatever. He was checked out in 2018, in my opinion. Checked out. Like, after that Super Bowl, he knew he was leaving. Gronk retires, have a little talk. Hey, we'll meet up on another team in a year. Just sit back, relax, do your stupid WWE bullshit. Sign up for your little marijuana. What's it, a medical thing he did? CBD? Yeah, fucking advertise that shit. Do all your stupid bullshit. Mm-hmm. And then once I'm out of New England, we'll team up again. Even though he's under contract with the Patriots.
Yeah.
Just, I feel like that whole 2019 season, he was miserable, and we could have had a chance to win. Should have beat Kansas City in the regular season. Not being biased. It's a fact. That was a touchdown. Yeah. That N'Keal Harry was a touchdown. Should have beat the Chiefs. Shouldn't have lost the Week 17 game against the Dolphins. Should have had friggin' second seed, bye, home field advantage. Who knows what could have happened? I'm not saying they would have won it, but I'm also not going to sit here and say they didn't have a better chance if that was the case.
Okay. So would you say like overall that he just like wasn't giving as much effort because he kind of like just checked out?
Yeah, I think he checked out. Yeah. I'm not saying he didn't care. I'm just saying that I don't think he was
fully like what Tom Brady normally
how many times has he missed OTAs or mini camps or training camps?
I don't think that was like a
family time. Come on.
Yeah, and then it's a fact that when he went to Tampa, he was like all in. Like,
oh yeah, he was all in because look, he went from driving Camrys and Priuses to riding Aston Martins and Rolls Royces down in Tampa.
So what do you think was the main reason for him leaving?
Number one, he didn't feel appreciated anymore by Belichick. Again, this is allegedly. I haven't read the Dynasty book. Maybe there's some information in the Dynasty book. I did buy that. I got to still read it. Belichick was trying to figure out when to get rid of Brady because obviously he was 41 or 42 at the time. Quarterbacks don't last into their 40s. So he was trying to figure out, should I get rid of him now? I mean, that's why he wanted to get rid of him, whatever it was 2 years ago, and keep Jimmy G. And then they forced Jimmy G out because you couldn't keep both of them. I mean, obviously that worked out. You won 2 more Super Bowls.
But the Patriots could have won out and gotten like weapons for him.
Well, okay, so here you go with this thing, right? Yeah. Everyone says, they could have got weapons.
Yeah.
I am going to state you facts.
Okay.
Okay? Not bullshit. Facts.
All right.
Antonio Brown, dumbass. Josh Gordon, can't stay off the weed. N'Keal Harry, first-round draft pick. What do you want more?
Okay.
What more do you want?
Right.
Your freaking boy Gronkowski retired. If he stayed on the field and played instead of being a little bitch, we'd be all set.
Okay,
Gronk 100% didn't want to play for the Patriots. He didn't want to retire. It's that he didn't want to play for the Patriots. He didn't want to play for Belichick.
But he did want to play with Brady.
Correct. Mm-hmm. But if he really wanted to, he could have been there in 19, couldn't he have?
You think that whole thing was planned out?
Planned. You're not going to tell me they didn't have conversations about this? You and I can have conversations off camera. You could be plotting something. You don't know. You never know.
What do you think about the fact that he told Joe Montana that he didn't think that he would give like advice about the offense and stuff, that they weren't like listening to what he was saying?
I mean, if that's the case, okay, I mean, you got to give and take with Brady. I mean, Brady's running your offense. Yeah. It doesn't mean you cater to all his needs, but it's definitely... See, the thing is, like, when you coach, like, you should definitely listen to your players because you learn from them, too, like, what works, what doesn't work.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, I blame the Patriots on that.
Yeah.
100%. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that Brady's all guilty here. I want to be clear about this. But fact's a fact. He still left, and he still didn't give it what he needed to in 19. He did great for us. 6 Super Bowl rings. Mm-hmm. 9 Super Bowl appearances. I think it was 12 or 13 AFC championship games. 16 or 17 division titles. I'm not arguing anything about that. Should have made it work.
No, that's right.
I mean, look at me. I'll make it work with you. I mean, you're rags, I'm riches. I'm working with rags. Rags to riches. Just saying.
Patrick.
What do you got?
So another thing is that he had plenty of options to work with in Tampa.
No shit. It's like I said to you. You either can drive a Camry or you can drive a Rolls Royce. What car do you want? You want a Prius or do you want a Ferrari?
So that definitely drove like a lot of that decision there.
Of course it did. And then his so-called, I hate the Northeast. I don't ever want to live here again. Too bad you built your freaking legacy in New England, not Tampa, you fuck. I don't care if he wins the Super Bowl in Tampa. I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve it. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
And I'm also not saying that he isn't the GOAT. I mean, he was the GOAT. Whatever happened this year. So we talked about yesterday.
Yeah.
He go 5-11 this year or 19-0. He's still the GOAT. I mean, obviously, this just improves his legacy. But here's the thing. Look at what he's got to work with. I mean, this is arguably his best offense, if not the best offense he's ever had in his entire career. Antonio Brown, Gronk, Scotty Miller, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. I mean, you have LaShawn McCoy, Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
It's still impressive as fuck, though, that he's...
I did not say that, but it also helps when you have those toys to play with.
So we talked about the whole him leaving the Patriots. Now let's get into the fact that...
He's a buck?
That he's a buck now.
That he's a fuck? Sorry, what?
And he's 43 years old.
Yep. He's still a fuck.
Emotion aside...
Yep. What do you got?
How fucking impressive is this?
I didn't... All right, let's be clear. I've never said it wasn't impressive what he did.
I know, but I want to talk about that now.
Okay, let's talk about it.
I think it's like 50% of his career he's been in the Super Bowl or something like crazy.
I mean, that's a crazy stat. I mean, this is his 10th one, right? So this is his 21st season.
Yeah.
So he hasn't been to the playoffs, the Super Bowl 11 out of his 21 years.
Yeah.
That's a freaking impressive stat. Here's the thing. This whole Belichick versus Brady thing, if we can touch on that real quick. This Belichick versus Brady thing. Belichick couldn't do it without Brady. Brady couldn't do it without Belichick. You can sit here and say Brady could have... Let's say he played for the Colts for Dungy. Maybe it would have worked, maybe it wouldn't have. Say he played for the Chargers, the Dolphins, the Jets, whoever. You never know what could have happened, but what you have to appreciate is that they both meshed so well together for 20 years. Call it a fair 19. The last year, we all knew that they both just wanted to get away from each other. You can say Belichick's got an ego, wanted to prove it without Brady. I just think at the end of the day, it was a business decision. He thought it was best for the team. I mean, to me, I'm still scratching my head why. And I'm a bigger Patriots fan than I am a Tom Brady fan. Because guess what? I was a Patriots fan before Tom Brady was on the team, and I'll be a fan after. And I'll be a fan until I go to the grave. Got mad love for Brady. Let me be clear. I know I say I fucking hate him, but that's only because of what's going on right now. I still love the guy for what he's done. And if he wins, he wins. I'm not gonna sit there and go, fuck, why'd he win? If he wins, he wins. I'm not gonna sit here. You know what I mean? It's like LeBron. I hate fucking LeBron, but if he wins, he wins.
You gotta respect it.
I mean, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
The one thing I can't blame Belichick for. You can say what you want about he fucked up the Brady thing, and I'm not disagreeing with you on that. But the one thing people can't say, they had to draft a quarterback then because you didn't know what you were gonna get with Brady at 38. You didn't know. So like them drafting Garoppolo, they had to. They had to draft, not just draft a quarterback. They had to draft somebody.
Yeah.
You can say Brady's 43. Is he going to do this again next year? Is he going to do it the year after that? Is he going to do it the year after that?
I don't think there's any telling of when he can stop.
I will tell you this. I think he will stop, not because of his performance, but because he will sit there and eventually say, I'm done. I don't need this anymore. He's great for the game. I'm not saying he's not.
Yeah. Do you think it'll be like an immediate he just completely sucks kind of thing?
He won't let that happen. He'd rather retire.
Yeah.
I don't think he's the kind, no offense to Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning sucked ass his last year. The defense was so dominant.
You think they're going to win the Super Bowl, the Bucs?
No. Still got my Chiefs, man.
Right.
That's my pregame. That was my preseason prediction. If there's one guy who could potentially take over the GOAT spot, it's Mahomes. Potentially. His biggest thing is he needs to beat him in the Super Bowl. If he doesn't beat him in the Super Bowl, I don't care if he wins 5 or 6 titles. He'll never be compared to him.
Yeah. So
if you lose to him in the Super Bowl,
so he's got to get the dub.
He needs this game.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Mahomes needs this game more than Brady.
This is going to be a great game.
It's going to be a great game. I mean, you're fucking stupid if you don't watch it.
Yeah. Cool. We got some questions. What's the funniest joke you know by heart?
Remember that nut joke I say all the time about the bags costing $7.99, $8.99.
Well, what's the fucking joke?
It's about the nuts. The guy's talking about nuts. It's like a reference to your nuts, your dick, like you're.
What's the joke? Yeah,
it's like a long joke. All right, we're gonna change this.
Was it one of the jokes of the day back in the pit?
No, it's one. Yes, it was. Yeah. Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yes, it was. The guy walks into a nut shop and he goes up to the clerk and he says, I'd like to buy... Now, he does this in an accent. I'm not going to do it in an accent. I'm just going to say it real quick. How much are a bag of peanuts? Guy goes, $6.99. Guy goes, wow, those are a lot for your peanuts. He goes, what about your almonds? He goes, $7.99. Then he goes, how about pecans? $8.99. He goes, wow, your nuts are really freaking expensive. And the guy goes, yeah, I just work here. It's not my call. And the guy goes, okay, well, just give me a bag of the peanuts. He goes, okay. So guy's putting together the bag of peanuts, and he goes up to the register to ring them up. And the guy goes, I'm sorry about my slurring. Like, I don't talk clearly. Yeah. And the guy goes, no, it's okay, no problem. And the guy behind the counter says, I'm sorry that you had to look at my big-ass nose this whole time. The other guy goes, I just thought that was your dick because your nuts are so high.
What?
Are you serious? You don't get that? Yeah. Bag of nuts, ball sack. Come on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get it.
All right. That does it for this episode of On the Record. Make sure you put your notifications on, like and subscribe. And we hope you enjoy this episode. That's a wrap.
Well.